Welcome to Beaded Doilies by Shell. In this video we will be adding the third strand to our beaded curtain. Before I begin though, I want to go over a couple of things. One, in the first video I mentioned that the strand 12 inches was 49 of the cross beads. This was a mistake as that includes the cross bead that is part of the top. So 12 inches is actually 48, not 49 cross beads. After you complete the first one, and it's the length that you want, you can use it to eye the other ones to get them the correct length. Also, you'll want to count the first one to get your center cross bead count and jot that down so that once these look the correct length, you can then count them and make sure that they are the correct length. So now let us begin. Now this is our first strand, and this is the one we added in the last video, so we're going to add to this side. I find for me it's easier for me to turn it over. So what you need to do is find where your top connects to your strand, and you'll take your string and you'll go through in the circle part of the top that first bead that's next to where your two connect. So we'll go through that away from the connection part. Now this strand is one color, and most of the remaining strands are one color, so this will be the last instructional video. These are the other two colors that will be used throughout the pattern that are just one color and can be used with this video. So we'll move those out of the way. Now what you want to do is you'll add two beads first. Those are your start beads. Let them drop. Then you'll add one, let it drop, and then two more. And these two you will cross with the other string. Bring them down. Now you find where you are. This one, I call these side beads. You went through this side bead, so you want to go through the next side bead. Now this string went through the side bead, so you will add to the other string. You go add one, let it drop, then add two, and cross it with your other end. And there you've got your first two, and again you go through the next side bead, add one, and then add two, and cross. And you'll continue doing that until you come to the very last side bead here, which is of the circle part, not the connection, the last side bead. You'll go through it like usual, and then on your other string you'll add one bead, and then the two beads you're going to cross are those two first beads you added at the beginning. So find those two and you put the strings through. Make sure that you're entering from the correct side. This string is on this side, so you enter from this side. Then you take the other string and you enter it from the opposite side. And there you have closed up your circle. Now you want to go through that top one bead on your previous row or strand So just that one bead. Then the end that went through the bead, you will only add one bead to it. The other end, you're going to add 2 beads to. Let that drop. And as we are going to tie a knot, this bead can go on either string. Let it all come down. Then we do a regular knot, followed by a double overhand. Go over once, and then you flip it over one more time. Bring it down, but don't pull tight. Now make sure you go through the correct bead. You want to have 1 bead on this side, 2 on this side, and you want to go through the one that would be your cross bead. Then you put your knot inside of it and pull tight. And that finishes up the top for this strand. So now you're going to add 1 bead to each string. And then cross a bead. My piece is catching my string. There we go. And there you've added the first set. And then you just repeat that, 1 on each string. And cross. Now you'll continue that until your strand is as long as you need it. And like I said, for the rest of this, you have mostly one color strands, except that the previous video will be repeated once. So that will be how, and here is the list for you. We have done the first 3, and then you would start with the ruby and continue down. And like I said, you'll repeat the previous video once, and then you will continue. And you, like I said, you need 6, and then these are 1 each, and then you'll need 17. And that will get you the design across, and then you would just repeat this until you have the width that you need. If you have any questions, I will be going over this more detailed in the next video, along with some other patterns that can be used with this video series. So I hope to see you there, but if you have any questions, please post and I will get you any information I can to help you create your pattern. Happy beading!